to load up another project now. This one's going to be a little bit more kind of sample driven. Now, like, textures really give the music a lot of mood. All right, so let's put some vocals down. So let's put the beat down. Sound choice is so important, right? You know, we can get all tied up in the mixing process, but to be honest with you, for me, it just doesn't matter. The mixing side of it is something that you get really good at when you get good at picking the right sounds. It actually, like, you don't have to do a lot of mixing when you choose everything. So, you know, picking a textured piano like this, just, it fits onto the groove straight away. So we'll put that down. And then we'll put the bass down now. Now, bass, to get the bass to fit, like, there's always this thing about compression. So, you know, on the bass side, it's really more about just making sure that you get the level and your bass fits with the kick drum. So let's lay that down. So. And that's down. And now we start adding some sizzle over the top. So you can see, like, you can create any type of music, you really can. But knowing the device is so important, like understanding your sound selection, understanding drums as well, what type of drum samples work, because it pushes everything away, and you can just focus on the creativity side. And then like setting up your cue links, like I'm not getting involved with the mixing or anything. Like we can, remember with MPC3, you can get into the mixing process easy and start but there's a time and a place for all of that. And it really, I went through a stage of like chasing the sound, and I think everyone goes through it, and you start buying loads of outboard and you think that's the answer to everything. But it really does boil back to having great sounds. And you can get great sounds everywhere. Like, us partnering with Native Instruments, you get loads of drum sounds. And also, like, for instance, let's go to the drums on here. So what we can do here, if we take the snare, right, we can go into edit and we can layer. So you can layer up to 8 sounds on that one pad. There we go. I'm going to use that. Now, I'm going to go to that snap. So you can't really hear it. Now, if I go to my cue links and I go to screen, I can jump between here and turn off all my volumes. There it is. Bring it down. Bring my snare back up. But it's still kind of like tangled in the layer. Now, if you jump to this next tab, okay, we've got this thing called offset. And all I need to do is do this. Little thing like that, instead of going into the drum grid and moving it, you can just offset it against the snare. Another cool thing, this is really, really cool. If we go to the hi-hats, there, go to track edit, and then go to the next page, you've got pitch, volume, and panning. So all I need to do, instead of automating it, I just turn up these, and it will slightly go in pitch and pan. So little things like that allow you to kind of have some fun. Like once you've got the beat working, then you can kind of go in and start sculpturing the sounds a little bit more, like start, experimenting with different pitches and stuff like that. But again, it's very intricate the way that you can do these things. But also another thing I was taught was making like 10 beats from the same set of samples. Literally, like some people will be like, no, it's a new beat. I need to clear everything and start from the ground upwards. You're just making hard work for yourself. And the funny thing is, like, when you think about like a lot of the producers that really had an identity, right? Like you could walk into a nightclub and you could hear one snare and it's a Neptune's. You go, okay, that's one of their tunes. Same with like Teddy and everyone, even Timbaland. So when you have your own sound and your own samples and stuff like that, you can create your own identity at the same time. And sometimes that can happen by accident as well, that you don't realize. So it's super important to utilize all of the sounds and make loads of songs from it as well, because at the end of the day, you've put in all the hard work building out the palettes. So let's just say, for instance, I'm now going to flip it up and go, okay, I'm just going to make another track off the fly. So I'm going to turn off Flavor Flow. So we're going to do 8 bars, right? Same sounds. I've been around Brian Michael Cox too much. Oh, metronome. Here we go. Speed up a little bit. Now go back to your drums. Remember, we've got all the kit done already. Metronome off. Another sounds. We go down to bass. So again, you could just like go through different ideas using the same sounds and then move on to the next groove, do a different tempo. You can also do something, this was really interesting, like when I was with Zaytoven, before we did the NAMM thing, he was making this crazy beat. And we ended up resampling the track that he played and then just did something completely different with it. So for instance, if we go back to first tune here, we could get rid of the drums and everything, right? So let's just say, for instance, this is where the magic happens. So we go main, sampler, and we're going to change it to resample. So now we just hit record, okay? So just record what you've just done. So now I've got my own sample. So I keep it, go back to my sample. Here we go. So now I can go into this. We could go warp. And now it's already warped already because I resampled it to the same tempo. So I can move my start point. That's nasty, that one, isn't it? So let's whip that. 'em. So let's whip that. So we'll go tap tempo. Ooh. That's nasty, that one, isn't it? So let's whip that. So we'll go tap tempo. 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 So we'll go tap Take the tempo down. So now we'll put that here. So there's our sample, and we can go into that now, and we could go to the square and start adding some effects onto this. So we could go filter, go into filter here, pull that up, and so now what I would do here, I would bring in a new drum kit. So I go new track, drums, browser, and I would bring in a different style kit. So we'll go get rid of that. And sometimes doing this is random is really cool because you don't know what type of sounds you're going to get. So now I've got a new kit. We can go to our melodic, which is here. Go to our melodic sample. And I want to bring the level down quite a lot as well. And now we'll go to our new kit. So So again, so you're using the melodies that you've created to resample stuff, and you can chop it as well if you want. You can go in, chop up the beat, do all those kind of cool things, but it keeps you in the creative process. So you're utilizing everything that you play and resample what you do